Hey class, I'm going to take a couple minutes to explain how to complete the week 1 written responses assignment. Go ahead. All right, so obviously you'll need to have gone through the lesson in week 1 on chapter 1. All of the questions that are here in this assignment relate directly to the material presented in chapter 1. You're going to do this as a file submission. You have to upload a file in order to submit this assignment. Using Microsoft Word or Google Docs would be the easiest way, but I can also access OpenDoc, PDFs. The only file format that seems to be problematic is a .pages format. So please keep that in mind. But if you're using Microsoft Word or Google Docs, the nice thing is that I have attached the assignment in the instruction area, and you can download that file and it will look like this, just a Word doc, and you can type in your answers, save it, and upload it, right? But however you decide to go about it, you'll just have to have typed responses in a file format that you can then upload and submit, and hopefully it is in a format that is pretty acceptable and that I can open. All right. I will be grading this using the written response rubric. Remember, you can access that under the Getting Started area if you'd like to see how you will be assessed. All right, but basically you're just answering some questions this week. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, right? Question 1 says, imagine that you are a participant in Milgram's study of obedience. What would you have done if you protested and the experimenter in charge answered, the experiment requires that you continue? Discuss your answer in light of the stages of cognitive development. Discuss also what you might do to make it less likely that you would obey an authority figure in a situation such as the Milgram study. If you have not gone through the chapter 1 lesson or read chapter 1 yet, that question probably doesn't make a lot of sense to you. Once you have gone through that material, though, that you should be able to answer the question. Second one, using the 3-tiered model of thinking, consider the experiences listed below. First, list possible interpretations for each, even if those interpretations are not ones that you would personally hold. Then analyze each experience and interpretation. So list questions that you could ask in order to begin analyzing each of your interpretations. So this will make more sense after you go through chapter 1. So the first experience is when I invited Chris to go to the movies with me last weekend, Chris said, no thanks. So the first thing you're going to do is offer possible interpretations of this experience, and then possible analysis questions, right? And there's 4 experiences that you'll look at. Question 3, choose at least 3 types of resistance discussed in chapter 1 and explain when you have engaged in each of those 3 types, or when you have observed others engaging in each of those 3 types. Question 4, choose at least 2 of the types of narrow-mindedness discussed in chapter 1 and explain when you have engaged in both of those types, or when you have observed others engaging in both of those types. So resistance for question 3, narrow-mindedness for question 4. Question 5, according to the International Energy Commission, North Americans use more energy per person than any other people in the world. Discuss ways in which we use rationalization or other types of resistance to justify our high energy consumption lifestyle. Okay? So again, all 5 questions based on the information from chapter 1. When you're ready, you will answer the question in a file format that you can then upload and submit. I will be using the written response rubric to grade it, and it is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. If you have questions, you run into any problems, don't hesitate to reach out. But one thing I will say is that, if you look at those questions, none of them have especially right or wrong answers. It's really more about doing the thinking and coming up with a thorough response. Don't get so hung up on what's right or wrong. what the right answer is. It's really more just showing that you're thinking about these questions, that you're thinking through these things. Okay. All right. Again, if you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, feel free to go ahead and get started.